I'd say one of the favorites perhaps to take home the entire tournament, and one of them who have the chance to already work themselves into the playoffs. Who do you think is going to take it, Johan?
The tournament or this match?
This match.
Well, last time they played Bomber won, so why not Bomber?
Because it's TaeJa, man, and you don't mess with TaeJa.
Yeah, but last time they played Bomber won. What's your point? Actually, last time they played, those were some very close games and very close calls too. I was just talking about doing the analysis on Neo Planets. Only one guy like Bomber could have won that game by counter-attacking the way he did when he was behind and all that. But TaeJa, it felt like he was more solid overall. Bomber really surprised TaeJa in those games. And maybe if he's not able to surprise TaeJa here, TaeJa is going to be the victor, or at least the favorite.
We will see. Quick refinery going down for Bomber over here on the top side of the map. We'll probably open up with one, maybe even two Reapers. And I'm curious to see how it's going to follow things up. It's been a while since I casted a high-profile TVT of Bomber, because I don't think he played the TVT series at BlizzCon last year. So, we saw him against Sulky, saw him losing the semifinals against SOS, and we see a second Rex go down, Johan. So indeed, I think we're going to see perhaps multiple Reapers early on.
Yeah, and Gas 15 for TaeJa, who's going to be scouting, so he should be able to spot exactly what he's up against. TaeJa has gone for a wall, so that this could be good for him. If he knows exactly what he's up against, he can start preparing, he can raid into it. And don't look at me because, as you said, I'm not an expert, and I still don't know what all of this means just yet.
So in the opening phase of this game, before the action really kicks in, Johan, do you want to talk a little bit about the sponsor and how you were able to make this tournament happen?
Yeah. Where.com is a website where you can download basically apps for Windows software, all kind of things. And one of my friends is basically the owner of this website, and he wanted to make a StarCraft tournament because he's a big fan. So I decided to help him with this, and I organized this entire tournament. Just for information, the first 3 days are casted from replays and have already been played because we got a lot of players in Korea and with different time zones. And for example, if we were playing live now, I think it would be like, I don't know, 3 or 4 AM, and we're only at our third match of the day, and we are going to have 10 matches in total. So I didn't want the players to play in very unfavorable conditions. So for the first 3 days, we're going to be casting from replays, but the final day, the semi-finals, the third place match, and the grand finals will be played live.
It is going to be sick. I can't wait for it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun this week. It's always fun to cast some high-level StarCraft from your bedroom. You can just, do whatever you want in between the breaks. You run to the fridge, be like, yeah, buddy. Not really wired in. There are not too many restrictions either. At the end of the day, this is my own channel. I can YOLO swag it all I want. 3 Reaper opening over here for Bomber. This is an important moment. He's not able to do damage and even ends up losing one of those Reapers. So far, TaeJa's all over this. Brings Marines in good positions as well. Wow. And Bomber's opening is already nullified a little bit.
I'm surprised he lost one of those Reapers here, especially it looked like it was kind of far. I guess he went for this build just because of the map, because you have a lot of room to do or make some stuff happen with the Reapers. But TaeJa is handling this so well. He's got a depot on the left-hand side. He can see those units whenever they get into his base. And oh, he's actually going to go move out with one Hellion here.
Yeah, and it's going to run into a Reaper. Maybe these other Reapers will be able to connect with this Hellion. Yes, they will, and they will be able to pick it up as well. So that's good for Bomber, catching a little bit of a break here. But in the long run, I still feel this has been okay for TaeJa. Command center is going down. Bomber's command center is a lot quicker than one of TaeJa though, but TaeJa will be able to do some sick damage perhaps on the other side of the map. Good pick off there by Bomber. He's going to slow this command center down even further. TaeJa, despite defending pretty well, is still putting himself in a position where he's going to have to deal some economic damage with either these Hellions or these Marines.
This is really cool. Getting these few Reapers like this and doing some damage, checking the information. I really like the way Bomber has played this already. He's showed a lot of initiative, and getting the engineering bay early like he did. You think he's afraid of Cloak Banshee or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's a possibility, because of course if he invests this much into Reapers, your Marine count won't be that high. His Viking is going to be a little late to the party as well. So he needs something to at least be safe against Banshees, but he doesn't have to worry about that. There's an empty medevac from TaeJa flying across the map. TaeJa realizing that if he sends too many units out right now, then there's a good chance that he won't be able to do anything. So instead he's just going to use his medevac at home, of course, because he wouldn't be able to defend against the Reapers.
Yeah, I guess he wants to scout, and he wants to maybe make Bomber believe he doesn't have much at home and hope for basically a Reaper run in, or jump in, I guess, in this case. In which case he could kill some of them, but Bomber's not gonna fall for it. He came back for the defense.
Yeah, but because of that, TaeJa is at least able to march across the map. Armor
Yeah.
Splash shows us 19 against 18, but as soon as his bunker finishes up, I think Bomber will still be in okay shape. At the same time, though, TaeJa is going to try to drop these Hellions in the main. I'm very curious as how this is going to
Yeah, there's
unfold.
units in position, ready to receive this. Bomber is well aware of the possibilities here. And both of these players have already played so well. They're really trying to outdo each other completely. TaeJa is going to evacuate. So well done here.
Yeah, Stim is already about to finish up for Bomber. +1 is more than halfway done as well. TaeJa is getting a tank on his own. Bomber throws down a scan in the main base, trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why is this game going so well for me? Well, Bomber, that's just because you're Bomber and you're good. He's in good shape, man. He's up 9 workers.
Yeah, 9 walkers, definitely a good lead here by Bomber, but TaeJa now able to secure himself his natural. He's gonna have Steam Pack shortly as well. It's halfway through done. If he starts dropping all over the place, he could try and recover quite well, but Bomber, he's gonna have to defend very solidly, and the thing is, Bomber didn't even start a factory, so he's not gonna have medivacs anytime soon. Whereas TaeJa, he has 1 right now, and he's gonna be able to make 2 extra ones very soon. So no medivacs versus medivacs. It's gonna be quite hard for Bomber to deal with this. He's gonna have to be in a very defensive posture for quite a while. And if TaeJa identifies that, he could go for a push with tanks. In which case, if you don't have medivacs, it's gonna be even harder.
True, but still, Bomber is going to have crazy production though. He's right now already up in army supply. These Hellions might run into a few of these Reapers over here. And it seems like all of the Hellions from TaeJa will fall. Well, maybe one is going to survive now. Bomber is on top of that one as well. He's going to find this Hellion too. I kind of like how this game is shaping up for Bomber. He's starting his armor upgrade. +1 is already finishing up for him. He does not have an armory yet or a second engineering bay, but maybe he's going to throw that soon.
And by the way, he played this similarly as the way he plays versus Protoss. Late medivac tech and lots of units out of 3 barracks.
Yeah, man, Bomber is going back to the Wings of Liberty days. He's like, hey, in the old days, I was having good runs at MLG with 3 racks. I'm going to try to do this a little more. See how this goes for me. I don't think he's going to be able to do a whole lot over here though. Despite having a crazy amount of units, there are 3 tanks. There is a tank on the high ground. The Bomber has no high ground vision unless these Reapers are going to jump in the main.
Yeah,
but
they
still.
could, but TaeJa.
You think he's going to YOLO swag Stim in? I think he's going to try. Bomber, you're crazy, son.
The thing is, he has invested a lot into those units, so he wants to get some kind of return on investment, but that's not the one he's looking for here. If he steams in there, those tanks, they are going to basically completely shut him down, I think. Oh, and he goes for it.
It is close, but in the end, TaeJa does kind of demolish this little push. So that was a little cost inefficient, but at the end of the day, Bomber is still up 12 workers, and he has a lot of production at home, so it's sort of okay for him to throw away a few bio units. And you know, maybe he got lucky there. Maybe TaeJa's tank count was low. Maybe it was out of position. TaeJa on the other end right now feels that hey, maybe this is my moment to actually march across the map. As he does have a nice tank advantage, of course, with 4 tanks against 0. I mean, Bomber has an economic lead, but TaeJa has more Marines, and he has tanks, and he has medevacs.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Bomber wants to go into tanks anytime soon. He started some upgrades, the +2 attack upgrades, but it's not going to finish before this attack.
Bomber has to be careful.
Yeah, he might have to pull SCVs, which is what we saw from Bomber and TaeJa playing before in the WCS World Finals was Bomber falling behind this kind of attack, then counter-attacking and winning. So we'll see here.
Yeah, when you're preaching, or you're asking, you shall receive. Here come those SCVs. Will Bomber be able to defend? I don't know. It's going to be hard for him, man. That's a lot of tanks. He's losing a lot of SCVs. He's sort of winning the Marine fight, but no, that's not going to work either. And TaeJa just crushes this SCV pool from Bomber as well. And it seems like Bomber threw away too many units, a few too many units in the nature of TaeJa, because right now he's in so much trouble.
And TaeJa read very well the way Bomber was going to play, by the way. Getting those tanks was so smart. It felt like he was waiting for the attack to come the entire time. GG is going to be called, as TaeJa was going to start some bunkers at the natural of his opponents.
TaeJa takes game number